Hey guys, it's Audrey. This video is going to be a little bit of a information video for a septum piercing because I know that ever since I got my septum pierced, some things have been really changed for me. And there are things that I didn't think would happen or like would be able to happen, and they did happen. So this is a little bit of information on a septum piercing if you plan on getting one or if you have one and you're barely, within the first day of getting it. But first things first, it will look like you are picking your nose when you are actually cleaning your septum piercing. I cannot tell you how many times I have gotten weird looks in class because I was doing this. And in all honesty, yeah, it looks like you're picking your nose, especially if you're doing it with only one finger. But honestly, you're cleaning your septum piercing and it looks as if you are picking your nose, and people are gonna look at you like, what are you doing? We're in class, go get a tissue. And oh, that is the number one thing that has happened to me ever since I've gotten my piercing. And the second thing that you should be very, very aware of when you have a septum piercing is when you blow your nose, because I've blown my nose before with this on, and this happened to me, and it scared the living daylights out of me, okay? I blew my nose, and I went to go wipe, my nose, and I was being very aware that my septum was there, or the piercing or jewelry was there, okay? And I went to go wipe my nose with the tissue. I went to go wipe my nose, and I went like this with the tissue, and the whole entire jewelry went to the side. So this side right here was all the way in my nose, and this side right here was all the way straight across right here. And it scared me so bad, and I was like, oh my god, it's gonna fall out, it's gonna fall out. But the retainer is actually much longer than it looks like, as you guys can see it right now. So I was able to just, slide it back to where it was, and, everything went good. And the third thing that you want to make sure that you have is a lot of Q-tips. You want to make sure that you have a lot of Q-tips, because after you blow your nose, I know that you can't get, all up in there that good or clean your nose out that good. So what you want is to get Q-tips so that way you can clean around the jewelry after you are done blowing your nose, because by no means should you have boogers all up in your retainer, okay? Or all up in your jewelry or whatever you have at the time. The fourth thing is make sure that you clean your piercing on a regular basis, depending on how your body reacts to piercings. Because I know that for me, piercings, or my body reacts to piercings very well. So I heal from piercings at a fast pace, and the same thing, or the same process was for my lip ring and my septum piercing. Like, my septum piercing is pretty good, like no infection, no nothing, because I always stay on top of it. But at the same time, my body takes piercings very good, so I heal pretty fast and everything. And yes, my septum is still healing because it takes 6 to 8 months, and it's only been, I want to say, about 3-4 weeks now with my septum piercing. Everything's going really good, and there's no sign of infection, or it's not, and the soreness is completely gone. It was gone within, the first 4 days, 4 or 5 days, for me at least, because I know with some people when they get new piercings, they're sore for 2 whole weeks or the whole entire time that the piercing is healing. But for me, um, the soreness only lasts about 3, 4, 5 days, and then it's done. The soreness is over, the pain is gone, and I can touch it freely, you know. And so yeah. And another thing that you should really keep in mind, because this happened to me literally, I think the second day after I got my piercing done, I was rushing to put a night shirt on because I had to go do something, and I didn't have a shirt on. And so I was rushing to find a shirt and put it on. And I get the shirt, I get the shirt, and I put my arms through the sleeves, and it was just, a regular shirt, like right here. And I get it, and I put it over my head, like I put the front of the shirt over my head, and the shirt snagged on my septum piercing. And by God, did it hurt so bad. That's when it was still sore. So it hurt so bad. And so yes, please be careful putting on shirts when you have a septum piercing, because believe it or not, it will happen to you if you are not careful and you put your shirt on too quickly, or you don't know, or you're not aware of your piercing. Your shirt will get snagged onto your nose, and it hurts so bad. I clean my septum piercing because most piercings are pretty much the same way that you clean it, but some piercings require different methods. Like oral piercings, you don't necessarily have to clean it with soap. It's just mainly sea salt water and mouthwash that has absolutely no alcohol in it. And so oral piercings don't require antibacterial soap that much. You still do probably have to do it, like, if it's outside of your mouth, but on the inside of your mouth, it's just mouthwash. The soap that I use for my septum piercing, and I know that it calls for antibacterial soap, but the soap that I have is called Ivory soap, and it works good and everything. And being that I've already had the piercing for about 4 weeks, 3, 4 weeks now. I take it out when I clean it, so I take the whole entire jewelry out, and I wash it with soap and the sea salt water, and I massage it really good. And I do the same thing with the piercing holes or the puncture holes that are in my nose. I just do it with a Q-tip though. And I clean it really good, and then I just stick it back in there once I'm done. And I'm good to go. Like, it's clean, it's fresh, and it kind of hurts to put it back in because it's so clean, but that's okay. That means it's clean. That means that it is clean. And so that was my advice to you guys if you guys want a septum piercing or a septum piercing, and it's within your first 2 days or first day of having it. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and continue to ask me any question that you have for a septum piercing if I haven't already answered that for you. And feel free to contact me on my Instagram or my Twitter or my YouTube. And I will see you guys in the next video that I make. And I love you guys so much. Bye.